Hello everyone! Welcome to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team again. I realize these past couple episodes have not really been the best thing. The most hi, welcome back to this Let's Play that I put off for a goddamn year. But the fact of the matter is I do need to talk about this stuff. I need to talk about it with someone. And I've already told my friends they don't want to hear about it anymore, probably. So, I'm going to talk about it with you guys. And, to be honest, I feel like what this LP was before was a lot of me talking about my issues and, my problems to you guys. And seeming as human as I can possibly be, because that's the fact of the matter. I am human. The rest of us. Anyway. I can't hit B? Okay. Yes. I went up Mount Blaze, right? Yes. I went up Mount Blaze. Anyway, so story time number 3. First part of story time was academics. Second part of story time was relationships. This part of story time is role-playing. Stop that. God damn. Anyway, my girlfriend at my now ex. I'll just keep calling her my girlfriend because that's what she was, but she isn't anymore. My girlfriend introduced me to... Not introduced me. She reintroduced me to Homestuck. Which, I had tried to read before because of my friend. He goes by Dude Master 47, but he... no one watches these videos anyway, so I'll just call him by name. Alex. His name is Alex. Unless some internet people might. Anyway. Yeah, I'll just silence that bit. Anyway, so he tried to get me into reading it before, and come on. What was the sit there option? No. A and then B? Yep. Pikachu, kill him. Anyway, so he tried to get me into Homestuck, and I read all the way to, I think, Act 4. Like, I got halfway through Act 4. I didn't even get to Hive Vent, I think it's called. I'm not, okay, so I did eventually drop Homestuck again after this, but and I'll tell you my issues with that later, but, can I just have you eat it? Yup. Anyway, so I got into Homestuck and I didn't love it a lot. And then I tried, then my girlfriend got me back into it. And I was like, okay, you know what? I never talk with this girl. I'm gonna read this webcomic for her sake, because you know I want to have something in common with her, and it wasn't that it wasn't that I really hated the webcomic enough that I didn't want to read it ever again. It was just that it got kind of boring. I had other stuff that I wanted to read, but the other stuff that I had wanted to read had been getting kind of dry by that point, and yay! Level up. I'd be getting kind of dry at that point, so I sort of stopped. I sort of had stopped reading reading them, like webcomics like Saint for Rent, and I had been getting kind of bored with what was it? Gunner Crig Court. I loved Gunner Crig Court for the first couple seasons, and they were really funny and really fun. But I haven't been into it lately. I hadn't been into it for like a year or so. I was just kind of going through the motions with reading it. So I figured if I'm going to go through the motions with reading anything, I should go through the motions with reading, this thing to have something in common with my girlfriend, to have something that I can actually talk to her about, instead of just sitting there and watching Netflix. Which, okay, sitting there with a loved one and watching Netflix is actually a really nice feeling. It's you're just there, and you're just content to be there. But I didn't want to do that all the time. I wanted to have actually something to say, and we couldn't really talk about ourselves because we didn't really talk about ourselves. We probably probably would have been better if we had, but we didn't. There we go. I just want to get Pikachu's IQ as high as possible because, yeah, it's a good idea. Anyway, she got me into Homestuck. She told me to read Homestuck, and I was reluctant at first, but then I was just like, you know what, I should read this because I want to have something in common with her. So I started reading it again, and I had to start from the beginning because I didn't remember anything about it, and so I was getting kind of into it, and it was just kind of silly, and there were parts of it that I really didn't like. There were the silliness, but that was like the inanity. I didn't like how completely inane and just dumb it was. Okay, I recognize comedic value, but some parts of Homestuck, they just, they went over the top with comedic value, and I didn't really like that. But there were other parts that I did like. I liked the character development, I liked some of the character writing, until I got to about Cascade, and then it was just like, hey, I like the original characters, what happened to them? I liked the original characters, what happened to them? And I like this one character here, and I kind of feel bad for this character, but that's all she is angst. Like, how do I put this? Like a Mary Sue, but with angst. Yeah. Do I have an apple on me? Oh, great. I don't. And I don't have anything to eat either. I'm gonna die. At least I leveled up. Anyway, so yeah, I started reading it again, and yeah, as I told you, I got to I actually went a lot further than Cascade in Chapter 6. I went to the point where the author brought back a character that he had previously killed off for very good narrative reasons, and her death had actually caused a lot of plot and character development. And then, you know, he brought her back to life. Just do something about that. I don't want to die. I wasted my only orange berry. No. Get away from there, Pikachu. Oh boy, a link box. Totally, absolutely what I needed. Anyway, again, my belly's empty and I'm gonna die. Hi, Pikachu. So, I read, yeah, so I read you about where she came back, and that was where the updates stopped coming, and I was just, you know what? I'm not enjoying this anymore. I really don't. I really don't enjoy this. But, from starting to read Homestuck again, and I died. Fantastic. No. But from reading Homestuck again, I had, Master 47 approached me again, and he, what's this? Did we do this already? I'm not gonna bother reading this. Excuse me. Anyway, so Master 47 approached me when he heard me that I had picked up Homestuck again, and so he came to me and he was like, "So, how would you feel about joining a Homestuck based RP?" And let's just put that away. Let's see. I don't have anything that I can eat. That should be necessary. I only need one of them. Prevents me from being poisoned. Prevents me from being confused. I should probably sell that. Anyway. So he started me. Wow, I have episode's almost over and I haven't not even started. Let's go back up rock path. So yes, I started. That's how I joined MMO Stuck. And at first, I made a character. I made my character. Her name is Riven. No, not like a clone of the character from League of Legends. She has nothing to do with League of Legends, except for the fact that she wields a lamppost. But that's about it. So I named her Riven after the sequel to Myst, which I was talking about Myst in an earlier episode of this. So if you don't know what Myst is, maybe you should go back and watch the whole series of Mystery Dungeon. Anyway, god damn it, poison point. So, yeah, I made Riven. I'd give you her whole backstory here, but her deal is actually her side of the story is actually pretty complicated. So what happened was one of their smoke screen you. One of their God damn it. So one of the players from before had to leave for whatever reason. So from a narrative perspective, her character got killed off. She died. So I ended up coming back in, and I filled her position with Riven, and that's actually it's a forum RP, so it's all online. And you can actually read the story for yourself. I'd tell you the story myself, but yeah, I don't really want to. I've kind of told the story a lot, and yeah, but I will tell you a little bit more about her as a unit in the game. So I don't know if you know anything about Homestuck, but you probably do not. The most interesting part about Homestuck was actually the lore, and you know, since that crosses over into most fan content, I actually find the fan content better than the original series at this point, because the author ruined his own creation. But I have my issues about that, and I will tell you about them all later if you choose to know. And so she is shooting. So what happened is basically there are a bunch of normal players. There are the 12 normal players, and then there are a bunch of like sub players that aren't anything, and they're aiming for a title, and they're sort of like, it's complicated, but Riven basically has nothing to do with the game, but she's aiming to become the Prince of Void. And if you don't know anything about Homestuck, there are 12 aspects and 12 classes, and you can combine them in any way. In any way, and you get different. You get what am I trying to say here? Yeah, your abilities as that class, like you get superpowers and stuff, are based on, you know, your class is what you do with the aspect, and the aspect is what you do it to. Riven is shooting for Prince of Void, and Prince is Destroyer class, so they destroy their aspect, and they destroy through or using their aspect. And Void is nothingness, it's obfuscation, it's absence, at least that's, you know, how I take it, but you know, a lot of this stuff is open to interpretation, which is why I like the lore so much. So she's shooting for Prince of Void, which means that she destroys obfuscation, she destroys absence. She's kind of a paradox. She creates by destroying, and she can destroy nothing. She can make stuff appear by making it stop not existing. If that makes sense. Anyway, on that weird paradoxical statement, I will leave you for the day to go about your own business, and goodbye. Shut up, Pikachu. I love you, but shut up. Anyway, I do actually have things to do today, so I'm gonna leave. Bye.